All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here. I'm going to be spending the next 45 minutes with you as we go through what DuePoint is all about, who we are, what the business opportunity is all about. Also, welcome to everyone who's tuned in on the live stream around the country. After the presentation, you're welcome to come speak to me and ask me any questions that you might have. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company. We were founded in 1952, so we've been around for a very long time. We don't share offices with Constantia, but they just down the road in Randburg. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there. That's very important. That's our license to operate in financial services in South Africa. You'll notice on our website, as well as in the foyer above the water cooler, we've got all our financial services board licenses on display. So we've got a long and short-term insurance license, we've got an investment license, we've got an FSP license, and we've also put up our accreditation with the Direct Marketing and the Direct Selling Association. So go take a look at those. I need you to trust the business that we're going to be speaking about this evening, because if you don't trust the business that we're speaking about, then you might as well go home now, right? So it's very important, especially with all the schemes running around in the country. It is very important that you trust the business we're speaking about. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange, so if you want to find out a bit more about us and Constantia, we're part of a group called Conduit Capital, listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. I'm sure you can do more investigating online if you so wish. The managers, executives here at DuePoint are these individuals. The first three people are registered chartered accountants. So starting with Mr. Benfield, he's our senior executive. He heads up this division. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because he's been exposed to insurance pretty much his entire life, since the day he was born, I think, because his father has been involved in insurance his entire life. And Dr. Brian Benfield has been very successful in the financial and the insurance space. He started Clientele Life. He started the IFA. They've started businesses in Europe. They've helped assist start businesses in Australia. And with his two sons, so Brendan's got a brother Stuart, together they founded a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD. PMD is the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country, and they did that in the space of about 8 years. So they've had a lot of success. We're very lucky to have this pedigree in our business. Tim and Stacey look after the financial, the accounting, and the auditing requirements of our business, all the boring stuff. That's what happens when you study accounting, right? You get the boring stuff at work. And then myself and Jane are the non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in network marketing or referral marketing. She's actually from the UK, and she brings very important experience to our business. So even though we're an insurance company, our growth in South Africa in this market is very much dependent on our ability to work in the network marketing space. And so that experience is very important to us as a team. And then myself, I've been working in advertising pretty much all my career since the mid-90s. I ran my own digital agency for about 15 years before I exited that business and joined the team here at DuePoint. So our mandate as staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us in this endeavor. So members of the public that decide to join DuePoint know that we are here to support you every step of the way, because it's in our interest as well as yours. We can only be profitable as a business if the people collaborating and assisting us in this business are also being effective and profitable in the business. And so we do everything that we can to support you. So that's a bit of background on us. Very quickly, we're just going to pay cognizance to the economy, the circumstance that we find ourselves in. I trust everyone here this evening listening to this presentation are tired of the economy. You're tired of the lack of what your salary can do for you, for what it promises in future too. And I think that exasperation has led us to come look for something extra. We want to start taking control over our finance for the first time. We're tired of hearing about the economy not doing well. We're tired about hearing companies having to retrench and companies closing down, and your boss telling you you're only getting a 4% or a 3% or a 2% or no increase once a year, right? Because we start to feel it in our back pocket. The cost of living and the increase, the inflation, the rising cost of living is out-accelerating our salaries. And our salaries are devaluing compared to what the cost of living is. And you'll feel that in your back pocket. Unfortunately, as a society, we make the mistake of using debt to try to remedy that problem. And the problem is that it actually exacerbates the issue. If you're in a position where the cost of living is running away from you, you're never going to be in a position to get rid of your debt completely. And so as South Africans, we find ourselves in this debt cycle. And it really comes to a head when you get to retirement. Because as romantic as retirement might sound, that is the end of your income, right? That's not a day to look forward to, I promise you. And when you get to retirement and your income ends, you're going to ask yourself the question, what have I done in the last 45 years to save a certain amount of investment, a pension fund, that will promise me a dignified retirement? And unfortunately for the majority of South Africans, that's not the case. We become financially dependent when we get to retirement. That means we become dependent on other people, on your children, on family members. You've got to get used to living on an income way less than what we used to when you were working. And so what this presentation is about creating opportunity to change that circumstance for yourselves, for you to take control over your own finances instead of looking outwards and towards other people in the economy to change before your circumstance changes. So out of all of this negativity, as a business, Constantia saw the opportunity, and we created this division called DuePoint, and we launched the DuePoint system just over 2 years ago, with a couple of things in mind for the people in this business. So beyond just creating additional income, we actually want people to think differently and have different aspirations besides just making extra money. So one of the aspirations that we have for people in this business is to become debt-free as quickly as possible. Because really what everyone wants to do, or one of the focuses in this business, is to create wealth. Does everyone want to be wealthy? Can you become wealthy if you owe other people money? There we go, right? So let's get rid of that debt as quickly as possible. Pay all those people that you owe money to as quickly as possible. It empowers you to start creating wealth for the first time in your life. We create wealth through the ownership of assets and investments that we own that appreciate. And ultimately, our ultimate aspiration in this business is the means to an end. What does wealth give us? Wealth, we assume, will give us happiness, right? It should solve 95% of our problems, right? So those are the aspirations beyond just making additional income here at DuePoint. How does this business work? Our guests, you have the opportunity to, this evening, join DuePoint. And once you join DuePoint, you actually enter into a contract with us. We refer to you as wealth engineers because that's exactly what we do here. We try and engineer our wealth. And as wealth engineers, you have a single task. And that single task is to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. Now, we will talk about this forever. Channels of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like. But it is basically you just going out and telling people that DuePoint exists and there's a financial income earning opportunity that exists. That's all you're going to be doing. We will do the rest. Our online platform will facilitate the sale of products to the people that you introduce to us. And if you're successful in this very simple process, the benefit for you is that you get to create additional income. Not only income, but recurring income, which is extremely powerful, recurring income. It's something that's actually inherent to companies like insurance companies. We create recurring income. We pretty much know how much we're going to be earning next month, right? Whether we work or not. That's recurring income. Unfortunately, as employees, we are all actively involved in something called active income. If you don't go to work next month, you're not going to get paid, right? So we are constantly constrained by the time that we put into work to get a salary. When you create recurring income, you can be in a position where you'll get paid while you're sleeping. You can earn money beyond your effort. You can put effort into building this channel of distribution in DuePoint in the month of May that'll pay you not only at the end of May, but in June, in July, in August, in September for May's work. That is recurring income. That's the power of creating passive income. We harness the power of duplication. So we've built this DuePoint system with what we call leverage in mind. Leverage is the ability to almost duplicate yourself, to clone yourself, right? If you're able to bring other people into this business that collaborate with you, that work with you, that is leverage because you're going to be earning off of their efforts. So if you have 10 people that come into the business doing the same amount of work you do every week, that is pretty much tenfold the effort going into your business that will increase your recurring income. That's a wonderful attribute again. So those two, recurring income and power duplication, very powerful benefits of the DuePoint system. Our business is flexi time. You can decide when you want to do DuePoint. You can do it any time of the day in any town in the country, right? You have that flexibility. There's no startup capital involved in our business. So we make this business as low risk as possible. We want to make DuePoint as accessible to the average South African as possible. The business doesn't have boxes of product that you have to buy in. We don't ask you to buy these exorbitant starter kits. You don't have to put down your life savings to get started in this business. So we design it to be as low risk as possible. At the same time, we don't care about qualifications or experience. Whether you've got matric or not, whether you've got work experience or not, you can come straight out of school and start DuePoint, right? We don't care about your background. What we care about in this business is your work ethic, your ability just to account yourself to the amount of time that you need to invest in this business that you are now growing. There's the opportunity to build an asset. So what we're going to be proposing, what I'm going to be proposing in this presentation is that you sacrifice time to DuePoint, right? So your family time, time in front of the TV, time watching sport, time relaxing, maybe even time sleeping. I'm going to say, bring me that time and let's invest it into DuePoint and see what we can do. You should be happy to do that because of this benefit. You get to build an asset that you have ownership over. So this channel of distribution that you're going to be building is going to be registered legally as legal tender in your name. That means you can sell your channel of distribution. I promise you, if you get this business generating 5,000 Rand a month in recurring income, you can sell it for whatever reason. We've had many people selling their channels of distribution in the last couple of years for various reasons. This business, more importantly, will carry on paying you beyond retirement. When your boss says to you, congratulations on turning 60, now you're unemployed. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens. My wife's a legal litigator for the largest private employer in the country. She oversees 160,000 staff. They love early retirement. Right? Because when they have the burden of labor, which is a very large risk for a lot of corporations, just because it costs a lot, they start to look at people that start getting close to 60. And they say to you, you're close to 60. Let me offer you a package so you can leave early. Right? So you can put yourself in unemployment before. This business will pay you through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s, through your 90s. The business will keep paying you once you die. Who would like to pass wealth on to their children? Realistically, how many of us do you think are going to do that? How many of us are going to pass debt on to our children? Statistically, I can tell you that more than half the people in this room are going to statistically pass debt on to the next generation. Because assets don't disappear, whether it's a positive asset or whether it's a negative asset, a liability, it still gets passed on to the next generation, right? We want to pass wealth on to our children. That's how you create legacy. So I'm hoping that you'll be happy to sacrifice time into building an asset that you have ownership over. This business requires no selling. Who loves to sell things on the weekends to their friends? No one. There's always one or two. You don't have to be shy. It's a rare characteristic of a lot of people is selling, right? Majority of us can't stand selling. We're terrified of selling. Very fortunately, this business doesn't require any selling. We actually contract you out of selling, right? You don't have to talk about our products. You don't have to sell our products. That'll be my job and Brendan's job. We will talk about the products and do the selling. All you have to do is connect people to the DuePoint business opportunity, right? It doesn't require speaking about product. But at the same time, the products that we do have are financial in nature. It means they are not tangible products. Like I said, we don't have boxes of product that you have to buy to get started in this business. Did anyone bring a bucky this evening thinking they're going home with milkshakes and vitamins? Right? You don't have that problem in this business. I'm being flippant, but you don't have that problem in this business. We don't have products that take up space. We don't have products that expire. We don't have any of the stock and distribution issues that a lot of other businesses have. But your success in this business is very much reliant on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and you take out one of our products and you're going to go out and start speaking to other people and connecting them to DuePoint. And if you are successful in that process, and in this example, you've been successful with 5 individuals that you've introduced to DuePoint and they've decided that they've wanted to become wealth engineers, they've taken out one of our products, and that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And now, whether you like it or not, your channel of distribution takes on a life of its own. Right? This organic growth will suddenly take place because the people that became wealth engineers because of you are going to go out and do the same thing. They are trying to change their own circumstance. And so they go out and connect other people. And so you have this organic growth that takes place. This is what your channel can look like after a certain amount of time. I will show you real life examples of this type of leverage, this power of duplication that takes place in people's channels, right? My hope is that the people you connect to the business are people that you believe will thrive in a business like this, not desperate people looking for money. Right? It's easy to go find desperate people in South Africa looking for money. We've got 10 million unemployed people. This business is designed to help people that have the resources to do well in this business to thrive. There's a difference, right? So I want you to picture it as you being the CEO and you going to find your board of directors, your executives. Do you go outside and just say to everybody, anyone who wants to make more money, come speak to me? Or do you go out and look for your board of directors? You are very discerning in the type of person that you bring into the business, because potentially you're going to be working with these people for the rest of your life. So you need to at least relate to them and be able to depend on them. They shouldn't be a burden to you. They should be helping you in your business, because this behavior will follow through into the rest of your channel. If you bring weak individuals in here, your entire channel will be weak and it'll collapse every other month. I promise you, we see it all the time. Do not be desperate. Go out and build a solid, sustainable business. Because if you do that, the recurring income that you generate, you can rely on it every month without having to nurse your channel. You can be in a position in 5 years' time where you can not be dependent on traditional employment, and you can take a 3-month holiday. Who would like to take a 3-month holiday and get paid every month while they're on holiday? That is what recurring income is. We can't even relate to that because we've never earned recurring income in our lives before, right? My father refers to it as making money while you're sleeping. Do you even know that's possible, to make money while you're sleeping? It is, right? I'm going to show it to you. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. This is my disclaimer slide. So this is the warning slide, because some people might have come to the presentation with a couple of premises. One, they've been invited to a scheme or a get-rich-quick scheme. Anyone believe that before they got here? No one believed that? You can just wink at me if you thought you were coming to a scheme. Right? Because they're prevalent in this country. I don't blame you if you have that fear. They're all over the place. Every week you open the newspaper and you find out some scheme that's cheated people out of money, has gone bankrupt. Just last week, the guy had 64 million rand in his bank account that he had to pay out to his network, which he didn't, and he committed suicide last year in December. Right? And all those people lost their money. People had given their life savings to that man because he promised them 15% interest a month on their money. That is a get-rich-quick scheme. Anyone that promises you can get rich quickly, it's a scheme, because it does not exist. It doesn't exist. I'm hoping everyone here is willing to get wealthy slowly. Are you willing to get wealthy slowly? Lying to my face. Right? We have to change that mindset of ours. So this is my disclaimer slide. This business is designed to help you get wealthy slowly, right? We're going to work on it. You have to work on it. It doesn't come easy. If you want to be a professional ballet dancer, it might look good being up on stage with a pretty ballet pump on, but that's what it requires. This is an analogy of entrepreneurship. So that's my disclaimer slide. All right. We have 3 products in our business. Let me go over the products that we have. Like I said, they're financial products. Their benefits are financial in nature. A lot of our competitors have got products that actually burden you from a consumer point of view. The entire ethos of DuePoint is to create wealth. We would never push you into spending money on things that you don't need at DuePoint. And so all of our products have financial benefit to you. It's either an investment, or it's an insurance product to protect your wealth, or it's an aim to save you a little bit of money on your cost of living expenses. So let me go over the products. Our first product is called Access Wealth. It is going to cost you 324 Rand every month, and it is our investment product, because 100 Rand of the 324 Rand gets invested in your name into a tax-free investment fund. Right? That sits with Sanlam, so you should feel safe, because Sanlam's the biggest investment house in the country. And on top of that investment, we give you some insurance to the value of 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you have this investment in place and you are killed in a car accident, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment, right? And as a side note, there's no restriction or delay period on the investment. You can draw out your investment at any stage. It takes us less than a week to do the transaction, but you can draw it out in less than a week. So this is our investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is going to cost you 249 Rand every month, and it is only insurance. This is strictly an insurance product, but this time you have 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. Now notice a personal accident cover. This is not funeral cover. It's not life insurance. It covers you in the event of death through accident. Now you might be thinking, well, that doesn't sound great. The beauty of this product is that this product becomes accessible to anybody over the age of 18. How many of you try to get life insurance and you tell the life insurer, oh, I'm 40, I'm diabetic, or I've got this, or I had to go to the doctor because I had back pains last week, and suddenly your premium goes sky high, right? That's because they are evaluating you from a risk point of view. This product doesn't do this. The product is accessible to anyone over the age of 18, regardless of your age or your health. You can be 70, you can be diabetic, you can have heart problems, you can have cancer in your family. The premium stays the same and the amount of cover that you receive remains the same. So this is Wealth Guard. And then the third and final product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points aims to allow you to save money on the money that you're spending every month anyway. So your cost of living expenses, this product aims to reduce that. So if you look at the number of companies that we have here, so the product's 299 Rand a month, and we've negotiated discounts with a list of companies that you see there. So if you are part of Wealth Points, for example, you can go to Always On Wi-Fi Data and you can buy a gig of data from them. It'll only cost you 37 Rand instead of the normal 100 Rand that they charge everyone else. Right, so we've got everything covered. We've got groceries, we've got online retailers, we've got car manufacturers, we've got hotels, restaurants, beauty and health spas, all kinds of things. Covered pretty much the whole spectrum of your typical cost of living, right? So if you're looking to save money every month, this is a great product and it gives you immediate benefits. So those are our three products. If you have any questions around the products, come speak to me afterwards, but they are designed to be very straightforward so that we can get to building your business as quickly as possible. All right, so quickly just to explain our business model, you might be thinking, well, how does DuePoint, and this is a question we used to get a lot, I don't know if I get it so much anymore, but in the past we used to get, well, how does DuePoint afford to pay us? So this basically explains it. Traditional insurance companies spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. Right? It goes without saying. You might not know how much they spend, but I can tell you now, insurance companies spend a massive portion. It's probably the biggest cost center is marketing and advertising for an insurance company that they do on a daily basis. At DuePoint, we don't do any marketing and advertising. We don't have a line item in our budget that says marketing and advertising. We spend zero on marketing and advertising. We take that money and we're able to give it to our wealth engineers in the form of our returns and rewards program. We don't have to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends every single year on advertising, right? And so we use our returns and our rewards program to pay our wealth engineers for the work that you do in telling people about DuePoint and helping us grow our business in this market, right? Does that explain it? Okay, so let's talk about the money. How do you earn here at DuePoint? You earn a recurring income through what we call our returns program. We call it a monthly return. So our monthly return works like this. You get to earn 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. So remember that slide with all the dots on it? Now imagine getting paid 27.50 Rand for every single dot on the screen every single month for the rest of your life. That's what recurring income looks like, right? That is what our returns are. But it actually depends on where the product lies in your channel. So the first 5 individuals that you introduce to DuePoint, they lie on what we call your first point. They are 1 point away from you. And on your first point, you can see on the table, we actually pay you double the 27.50 Rand. So you're not earning 27.50 Rand, you're earning 55 Rand for every single product on the first point every single month as recurring income. And on the second point, again, 55 Rand for every product every month. And as your channel starts to grow and grow, all the way out to the 8th point, you see the multiplier starts to drop. So the further the product gets away from you, the smaller the multiplier is, but we don't stop you at point 8. From point 8, in theory, into infinity, you'll keep earning that 4% of the 27.50 Rand. We don't limit you on how big your channel can get. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. We've got wealth engineers in excess of 0.30 in their businesses in the space of 24 months. Right? So there's absolutely no limitation. If you want a bigger channel, keep working at it. Your channel will grow and grow and grow. So that's the mechanics of the returns. Often the question is, well, how much money do people earn in this business? What can I expect? If I start in this business, how soon before I'm a millionaire? Isn't that what you're all thinking? When am I going to be a millionaire? Is this business going to do it for me? So what we did was, when we launched the business, we came up with a projection to give people an understanding of how much they could be earning after a certain amount of time. So the projection goes all the way up to 5 years. So it's your 5-year plan, your new 5-year plan. Does everyone have a 5-year plan? You do? Now you've got a 5-year plan. I'm going to show you your 5-year plan right now, right? It's important to have a 5-year plan. My father used to ask me, even from the age of 10, what's your 5-year plan? Used to irritate me no end, because I say, Dad, I just won 5 rand to go buy a sweet. And you say, what's your 5-year plan? I'm going to show you your 5-year plan. So this growth model that we have here is based on a growth model, a projection, a premise. The premise is you can bring 3 people into the business in your first month. So only 3 in your first month. So May, bring in 3 people. Next month, in June, you only have to bring in 2. And the month after that, you bring in another 2. And the month after that, another 2. And you keep bringing 2 people into this business every month. So we call it the 3 + 2 growth formula. After 6 months, you could be earning 2,500 rand a month. Who's willing to do 6 months of work to earn 2,500 rand? None of you. 1. It's a lazy audience this tonight. Huh? You want more. You're willing to work more to earn more. That I'm okay with. That I'm okay with, right? But I want to give you a little lesson now, because remember, one of the first aspirations we have for people in this business, besides just earning extra money, is for people to aspire to paying their debt off faster. So if you're earning 2,500 rand a month, what are you going to be doing with that money? Right? On the 18th, the 19th of every month, we pay our wealth engineers their return. Right? So you get that 2,500 rand into your bank account. How long does it last? A day. Right? About a day. I think for an average person, about a day. And that's the problem with consumers. When we look at 2,500 rand, especially in our economy today, you can look at 2,500 rand and say, but it doesn't have a lot of spending value. Like I can maybe go buy groceries for a week, right? Or I can buy 1 pair of shoes, or go for a nice lunch with some friends. But that's the mistake we make. It's a mistake I make constantly. And it's what the economy wants us to do. The economy wants us to think like consumers. The economy is always talking about, we need to bolster the economy by spending more, right? You hear about that? That is an injustice to you. That is why we're in the trouble we're in, because we keep thinking like consumers. If you give an investor 2,500 rand, someone who's focused on building wealth, if you give them 2,500 rand, do you think he spends it within an hour? They don't. He looks at the money and he goes, how am I going to make this money work for me, right? So I'm going to illustrate to you a very simple example that will help empower you to creating wealth. If you take that 2,500 rand and decide to pay your debt off faster, it'll save you a massive amount of money. Here's someone with a 1 million rand bond. They owe the bank 1 million rand for a house that they financed, right? 20-year bond. Everyone know the bond? 20-year bond, they look at the prime rate and they say, for you, prime +2, and you agree, you sign that bond contract, and now you've suddenly agreed to pay off 1 million rand over 20 years with compound interest at that prime +2 rate, which equates to you paying 11,500 rand for the next 20 years of your life. Right? So if you're 40, I get to make my last installment on that house when I'm 60, as Brendan retires me from business. Right? And that's how a bond works. But I joined DuePoint at the age of 40, and 6 months later, I'm earning 2,500 rand. And I listened to Rob. I go, okay, I'm not going to. It's easy to spend money. I can spend 2,500 rand in a second. I tell you that. Right? Go on to Take a Lot. There's a whole list of things I want there. Right? They make it easy for us nowadays. But I listen to Rob and I go, okay, I'm not going to spend the money. I'm going to take the 2,500 rand and put it into my debt. So now I'm taking 2,500 rand, putting it into my 1 million rand bond. So I'm only putting in about 20% extra into my bond every month. What is the net effect of that? Of paying your debt off faster? Is there any great effect? There is, because it'll reduce your bond to nearly half the time. Instead of taking 20 years, it takes you 11 and a half years to pay off that bond all of a sudden. Do you know how much money it saves you in interest payments that you would have made? It saves you nearly 1 million rand. That is the value of the house that you financed, right? That is the power of paying off debt faster. You might be thinking you're just paying off debt. What you're actually doing is you're creating wealth at the same time. At month 12, you're earning in excess of 100,000 rand a month. 100,000 rand a year, sorry, right? You keep going. Do you see how quickly it's jumped? At month 24, you're earning nearly 30,000 rand a month. See how quickly that escalated? You have to keep on doing 2 people every single month, 2 new people into this business every single month. At month 36, you're earning nearly 50,000 Rand a month. Tell me when you don't believe me because the number's too big. It's going to get to that number. I know it, right? You're going to think, oh, no, this guy's talking rubbish now. We keep going. At month 48, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. And our 5-year plan, 60 months from today, you could be earning in excess of R1 million in annual recurring income. Imagine coming to DuePoint once a year. Probably the best time of the year is just before Christmas. You come just before Christmas, and we write out R1 million check for you to take home, over and above your salary that you're earning every month. What will your family say if you come home with a R1 million check? They will love you or laugh at you. Laugh, love. They will love you more than they love you today. They will, right? So you could argue with me and say, Rob, this is just academic. You just came up with an example of doing 3 plus 2 and the numbers just getting bigger and bigger every month. It is academic. It's done in Excel by an actuary, right? It's a complicated sum. It's not as simple as you might think, but it is academic. It is theory. But fortunately for me, over the last 2 years, we've had all these wealth engineers join this business, some of which do absolutely nothing. They join. They want to change their lives and they do nothing. I don't understand it. I don't interview them, right? But we have wealth engineers that come and do less than 3 plus 2. So some do 0, then 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, right? They're doing less than 3 plus 2. We've got some that do 3 plus 2, and we've got some that do more than 3 plus 2. So I get very excited to see people proving that the system works. So every month, we invite these individuals up onto stage to share their story with everybody, right? So that you can relate to it. You can see people doing it, and hopefully that inspires you and motivates you. Here's Lenchau. He's 22 years old, right? 22 years old. He's from Northwest. He's been in our business for 5 months. The value of his channel last month was already sitting at nearly 5,000 Rand a month. Let's talk about leverage. Remember I said there's power of duplication in this business. Lenchau brought in 8 people into his business. The size of his channel sitting at 135 people already in his business. That is power of duplication. That is leverage. That's the power of network marketing. The beauty is that he can earn off of all 135 people that have come into his channel because of his early efforts. And I can see he's working because he's qualified 4 of the 8 people. So 4 of the people that he brought in are already earning. Right? So I know he's working properly with his people. Yeah, we've got Sidwell. He's from Kempton, my side of the world. He's been in the business for twice the amount of time, 10 months. The value of his channel is almost at 5,000 Rand a month. We've paid him out already nearly 16,000 Rand a month. He's brought in 8 people, the size of his channel sitting at 144. Don't you love leverage? Ooh, you can get excited when you start thinking about leverage. Here's Donnie van Wyk. He joined our business the day we launched the DuePoint system. So he's been in it just over 2 years. The value of his channel sitting at almost 25,000 Rand a month. He's got nearly 1,500 products in his channel, and he's only brought in 94 people. This man has worked consistently. Let me tell you, from day 0, he has worked consistently week in, week out in building his business, right? Do you think he's working harder today than he was on the first month of DuePoint? He isn't. The beauty of this business is that you can work the same amount, the same time, the same effort every single month, and your income can grow. What happens in our day jobs? If you want to earn double in your salary next month, what can you do next month to earn double? 80 hours a week. Who can do 80 hours a week at work? And whose boss is willing to pay overtime? That's a more important question, right? It is almost impossible. Donnie has gone from earning 0 to 25,000 Rand a month. His income has increased almost every single month. Imagine having the power of giving yourself a raise every single month. Tomorrow morning, I want you to go to your boss and say, I want a raise. When he says no to you, next month you go to him again, say, I want a raise. And then maybe if he does give you a raise, the month after that you go again and say, I want another raise. That's laughable, isn't it? We're lucky if we get 5% a year. This is the ability to start taking control of your income. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. And everybody is different. Everyone's running a different race. Right? It's like Comrades Marathon at the start. We've got some of the fast guys, we've got some of the slow guys, we've got some of the medium tempo guys, we've got the guys going for silver medal. You need to decide what you want out of this business. No one else decides it for you. If you are letting your spouse and your friends decide what you are allowed to get, you need to stop listening to those people. They're holding you back. Decide what you want out of this business and go for it. You're the only person that can do it. What is the decision we need to make about this business? It's not about who wants an extra R1 million a year. Who wants an extra R1 million a year? Everyone, right? Who doesn't? That's not the decision. The decision is realistically, when you look at yourself in the mirror, can I keep myself accountable to doing this business? Right? Do you have belief in yourself and this business? You need those two beliefs to do this business. That is the decision that you need to make this evening. Getting started is very straightforward. You can become a wealth engineer in less than 10 minutes in this business. Read our code of conduct. That's very important. That's our contract with you. Register as a wealth engineer. You can do it on the person who brought you here on their cell phone, or you can do it on our website. Anywhere, from anywhere. You can do it at home. We've got iPads outside. Register as a wealth engineer, and then apply yourself to building this business that you've now decided to take a swing at, right? You've stepped onto the field. Now it's time to start playing. Look at our online training. The online training is going to help you build this business faster and more effectively. Set a goal for yourself. It is so important. How many people set goals? See, it's only the ones I've been shouting at for a while that have set goals. It is probably the most underestimated thing in life. Not only in business, in life, people don't set goals. For me, it's hard to set goals. I'm one of these easygoing guys. Easygoing, I'll just go with the flow, man, right? If you go with the flow, you don't know where it's going to take you to. That's the problem. I've taken ages to learn that lesson. Set goals for yourself, because by setting a goal, you get to prepare a plan. You can't prepare a plan if you don't have a goal. It is impossible. Fantasizing about what you want at night is not setting a goal. Set that goal. Write it in your diary, put on a date, give it to your kids, put it on the fridge. Keep yourself accountable to it. It allows you to prepare that plan and start heading in the right direction. And then the simple task of speaking to people. There's nothing more simple than that. And that's what this business is all about, is speaking to people. You literally have to connect people to DuePoint, right? That is part of the process. We've got merchandise. It's not a profit center for us. Please consider getting business cards. For me, this is so important. You might be thinking, well, it's traditional and everything's done online now. Get business cards. I promise you it will help you build your business more effectively. People sum other people up so quickly in their minds, right? If someone steps in front of me and proposes something, I've looked at the way they dress, the way they speak, everything about them, right? Paints a picture of whether I can trust them or not. Business cards is part of a package that allows people to trust you a little more. Okay, so consider getting the business cards. The USB sticks got videos on there, all our intro presentations. If you don't want to use data, get the USB sticks. Those pins represent people that are earning money at DuePoint. If you look around the room and you go outside and you mix with other wealth engineers, if you see they've got a pin on there, you know they're earning money at DuePoint. If they don't have a pin, they're likely not earning money at DuePoint. Do not ask them for advice, right? And the bigger and the flashier the pin they're wearing, the more money they're earning, baby, right? You go speak to those people. When you start earning money, you make sure you go get one of those pins. All the other merchandise is in the display cabinet outside, and you are free to purchase this evening. Join our DuePoint channel, so subscribe to the YouTube channel. All our videos go onto the YouTube channel, and it tells you every time we start a live intro presentation, because all our intro presentations are broadcast 6 days a week, right? So that's me standing here doing work for you guys 6 days a week to see you become successful in this business. So make sure you subscribe to that. Download the mobile app. The moment you become a wealth engineer, you download the mobile app onto your smartphone, because that app is going to tell you exactly what's happening in your business in real time. How many points you've got in your business, who's paying, who's not paying, who's building, who's not building, and more importantly, whether you're making money while you're sleeping. That app will tell you that. Because when you wake up in the morning and say, I put one person into my business yesterday, but my channel grew by 10. That's a good feeling, right? When you see that leverage happening in your business. So make sure you download the mobile app. We are now doing intro presentations every Wednesday night. So traditionally what we did was we used to have a movie night where we just put up an intro presentation on the screen and everyone watched. But we are now personally myself and Brendan are going to be doing Wednesday night presentations. So make sure of that change in our diary going forward. And of course, everyone is free to watch it on YouTube because we are live every single intro presentation that we do. On Saturday, we are doing a development seminar. So development seminar is training, but I got told people don't like the word training, so we call it a dev seminar. So I've got to trick you into learning here at DuePoint. And the training is called, or the dev seminar is called Simple as That, because believe it or not, this business is extremely simple. If you are new to this business and you have new people coming into your channel, you want to make sure that you watch this, because we will distill this business down to the most simple of tasks that'll make you more effective at building a channel and ultimately richer faster, because that's what we want to do, right? We want to get richer faster, but we're still happy to grow slowly, right? Come watch this dev seminar. It's going to be at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning before the intro presentation, and you can tune into the live stream if you can't make it to head office, right? So majority of people watch it at home while they're still in bed. Get the family around you, everyone watches training. That's what I fantasize about. Everyone's watching me on TV from their beds. All right, so that's our training at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Let's discuss our XP Rewards program. So the XP Rewards program is actually something extra on top of this whole business. It's something that we implemented to curve culture and behavior in our business, but from your point of view, you will see it as an incentive program. So you know what an incentive program is, right? So the incentive is that if you are a very active and successful wealth engineer, not only will we give you money at the end of every month, but we'll give you rewards too. And that's what the XP Rewards program is all about. So if you start out as a wealth engineer today, you'll be ranked 0 in our rewards program. So to get to rank 1, all you need is 1,000 XP and you need 4 products in your qualified channel. XP you earn whether you like it or not as a wealth engineer. So if you come to a presentation, you bring guests with you, or you watch from home, you do live home presentations. If you log into your app, it earns you XP. You are constantly earning XP. You only need 1,000 XP to get to rank 1. You can literally do that in like 5 seconds. And once you rank 1, we give you an extra 55 Rand reward at the end of that month. Right? And as you start collecting more and more XP, so the more active you are, you collect more and more XP, and as your channel grows, you start to rank up. And as you rank up, the rewards get bigger and better. There's a 20,000 Rand check waiting for you, a 50,000 Rand check on top of your recurring income. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them build their channels more effectively. At rank 5, we give you this fancy memory stick that plugs into literally every device. Phones, tablets, TVs, computers, laptops. It's got all our presentations, training, videos, everything is on there, so that it makes it easy and convenient for you to share DuePoint. At rank 7, we spend 12, and this is our cost. This is the cost. 12,500 Rand for one set of business cards. Why? Because these business cards are 4 times thicker than a normal business card, and they are wrapped in gold. The logo is foiled in gold. There is no ink on these business cards. Someone came to me and said he got one of these business cards from one of our rank 9s, and he left it in his shirt pocket, and then the shirt went into the wash. He said it came out like it was brand new. He couldn't believe it. I said, well, there you go, they're quality, right? Because when you sit down at a table, you put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table, I promise you everyone sitting around you are going to say, what is DuePoint? How do you get business cards like that? It's all about credibility, folks. Business is about credibility always, and these business cards will certainly help you. At rank 9, this is our first recurring reward. This is a reward that you will enjoy every single year. Not only you, but your family will enjoy this, because we take you and your family to our international rank 9 conference every single year for the rest of your life. It is a pickup from your house, usually a Mercedes, a black Mercedes, so you look a bit gangster when you're going to the airport. Business class flights, there and back, all expenses paid trip to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days every single year for the rest of your life. Right? That's something to aim for. If you want a goal, if you can't figure out which goal you want, this is a good goal to aim for. Take normal people, if you're working consistently, probably 3 years to get to rank 9. We've got one gentleman that did it in 5 months. So our next rank 9 trip is in December. What have we got? 8 months, 7, 8 months to get there. So you can certainly get there this year, but obviously maybe next year or the year after is more realistic. So take a look at what we do at rank 9. This is our trip in December, the resort we went to, all the rank 9s that joined us. You're invited to come put your toes in the sand with us as soon as possible.
When all of your wind has gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
How does that look? Promise the fish won't eat you, even though Pumi looked like she was worried the fish were going to eat her. So there's a gentleman that did it in 5 months. We filled the yacht up. You need to decide how quickly you want to get there, right? Whether this is worth working towards. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying our wealth engineers a brand new car, and we present the car to you. No T's and C's, no DuePoint stickers. The car is yours. We pay for it cash in your name and you drive it away. That happens at rank 11. So this is what our XP Rewards program looks like. The rewards program goes up to rank 28. This is what can happen for you within 2 years, right? It is just the beginning. It is just the beginning in this business. But unfortunately, with society, so many people give up before they even have a smell of it, right? But I'm hoping there are a couple of diamonds here that'll join this business and really start to make a difference in their lives. So we've got a couple of incentives that we run typically every month. We call them wealth quests because what we think is enough on the table, we don't. Some people think, no, we need more on the table. So we decided we put some more on the table, some more for you to benefit from. So our wealth quest for May is called You're in the Army Now, where we challenge wealth engineers through the month of May to build their channels such that they can rank up in our XP Rewards program. So if you're a brand new wealth engineer, you need to go from rank 0 to rank 2, or from rank 1 to rank 3. So if you're one of the new wealth engineers, you need to rank up twice in the month of May. And if you can do that, there's an extra 10,000 Rand waiting for you at the end of the month. Right? That's just to get you started, to get you warmed up. So that's the incentive for May. Every month it's different. So you'll see on the 1st of June, you'll get an email in your inbox, and your app will tell you there's a new wealth quest available. This one's over. Time to focus for the next month. For our more experienced wealth engineers, so we're running a 3-month challenge, which started on the 3rd of March, ends at the end of this month, where we challenge them to bring in new wealth engineers, of which they could get 5 of them in their channel up to rank 2. Right? So that tells you you've got to support these people that come into your business, find quality people that will thrive. And if you can get 5 rank 2s in your business, you get an extra 25,000 Rand at the end of May. If you do this exercise, your recurring income on its own will increase by 6,000 a month. So at the end of May, you'll be getting 6,000 plus 25,000, 31,000 at the end of May for our rank 4s and above. So if you're close to that, I hope everyone's working extra hard to get that. And with that, guys, I invite you to join us at DuePoint. Who wants 2018 to be a good year? I want every year to be a good year. I'm tired of all the years that have gone before me, that I look back on and I think, oh, what was I doing for the last 20 years? What have I been doing, right? I haven't had a goal. That was my problem. I didn't have a goal. I didn't decide. That's what I want, and I'm going to do everything to take it. And so I invite everybody, our guests, to join us in DuePoint, to step onto the field and join us in this game of creating wealth. And when you step on the field, you're going to have to start running, right? And that's what I invite you for, to make 2018 a year that sets itself apart from every other year, where you start to take control over your finance, where you can look at the economy and go, I don't care. You can look at your boss when he tells everyone in the company, gosh, sorry, no increases this year. You say, not a problem. I gave myself a 20% increase this month. Last month, another 20%, right? That's the position I want people in this business to be in. And people are already doing it. So you can learn from them. You get the support in this business. I invite you to make a change. You just got to take that leap of faith. It is a leap of faith, isn't it? You don't know me that well. I'm purporting a business that can do well for you. We've got other people doing it. It still requires a step of faith, a leap of faith. Take a step. You've got to take a swing before you know whether you can hit it out the park or not. You can't stand on the sidelines and just go, nah. So that's what I invite you to. If you have any questions, you're welcome to come speak to me after the presentation. Otherwise, have a wonderful evening. And if you can make training on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, please join me. Thanks a lot.